Well, good morning. It's Rosboundy here, psychic medium, and about to do the Daily Lenormand card spread reading live stream. And now I've got things that are beeping again. I know I've got Tanya here. Good morning, Tanya. I realised as I went live just those few minutes earlier than the 7:30 that I've got it scheduled for 8, but because of being Monday and Thursday is my volunteering days and I need to head out earlier than usual, well, I need to head out, that's why I will be doing those 2 days, the Monday and Thursday, as 7:30, but I forgot when I scheduled it. So I'm still going ahead with doing it now because I'm live. So those that come in a little late, well, you might need to watch the replay, of course. It's the wonder of our technology that we can actually have it ready and available for replay immediately after the broadcast finished. So it's not that you're really missing out on anything. It's just that you're missing out on the interaction of, I won't be able to put your comments on screen and the g'days like there was there that I put up of Tanya's. So I'm going to move across to the live, to the card spread now. And we've got them laid out here beautifully. And we've still got the snake in there, but we've got the bouquet to balance that out. The flowers are there from yesterday. So I think we've got the two sort of themes repeating, but look, it'll be okay. Here we go with the cards. Now, change is always the thing that happens with technology too, and I realised Facebook changed overnight. That my page is, what comes up on the screen first on the iMac is different. There was a different way I had to look for where I usually hit a key. It was different. There's things that happen, and so here we have got change. It's just a change, where the energies are each and every day. It's different, isn't it? So I don't know why that's coming up there. Let me just do that. Oh, now something else is happening. I don't know what. Oh, well, let's just assume everything's going ahead still as usual. We've got the flowers in the home space. We've got the snake in the workspace. We've got the clouds as the unexpected. We've got the older man as your role, and we have the fish in that central position of whether it's just the central that everything radiates from, or it's the outcome, whichever way you look at it. So tune into what you're feeling from these cards, your own intuition and your guidance, your own psychic abilities. We all have them. So as I'm reading this with the flowers in the home space, it really is about freshening up, bringing that wonderful, beautiful fresh air. I'm looking out the window. As I look out the window this morning and woke up, actually, there was the birds and the sunshine just as it was poking up in the sunrise. And we've got the dewiness of the cooler nights, and it was absolutely perfect. It was just a beautiful way to wake up. And it does remind me of how much nature is in and of itself that beautiful perfection. And here we've got that evidence in the bouquet of flowers. You don't see arrangements from a florist that have dead heads and bruised flowers or anything like that. What you're gifting and receiving is the perfect bloom and the perfect accompaniment in the arrangement to make them look absolutely beautiful. And you have the notes there that's encouragement or a message of love. So bring that into your home today so that you are really feeling that depth of appreciation for self first. And it's not just in that selfish way. This is so that you know that you are being the best that you are with who you are, what you have as your experience, and all that you've brought into your life to this point. Congratulate yourself for the journey that you've been on and continue being present in each of those moments so that you can actually continue onward and forward with it. And messages and notifications everywhere. Somehow I've got to learn how to turn off notifications as we're doing this. I can't, anyway. I'll do that. I will do that. So here we are with the bouquet of flowers in the home space, and it's just beautiful freshness of those flowers. I think someone's hopping into Haps, and I've got to figure out how to do the Haps app notifications. I think that's the one that's being an issue at the moment. So beautiful. Appreciate the beauty. Stop and smell the roses, even though these aren't roses, but stop and smell the flowers. And if you're in a position to be able to put some inside your home to bring that beautiful perfume of freshness and beauty, do so. We're moving over to the snake in the business space, the workspace. I really do feel that this one, in your whatever work you're doing today, it really is still the snake in the grass, obviously. It's in that same position it was a few days ago. Just be aware. The rest of what these cards are a clearing, cleansing. So I'm feeling it's still putting that process into place of, with that awareness of someone that's being deceptive or trying to trick you, or you trying to trick someone else. It is about manipulation. It's about conning someone into things that are not needed or wanted, or what you don't want to do, that sort of thing. Stand your ground. Don't let it be an issue for you. Treat it as, you are the one that are in control of what is happening. You can decide how you perceive it and act with it rather than react, is what I'm thinking there. Okay. So still, you've got that fruit there. It is there for the picking, and it can be that you just need to be wary of what else is around you in that, probably more the people, but it could also be some of what other little nature's creatures there are, like mice and spiders and things like that you might find in trees, squirrels, all sorts. Just be wary, be wary. I do, yeah, that's all I'm needing to say about that one. As far as the unexpected, sometimes that does seem like the dark clouds. You're feeling sad about something, or a bit of depression, or oh woe is me type thing is happening. In that sense of, it's a self pity. I'm thinking, welcome to the self pity club. What I'm feeling is build a bridge, get over it. In some respects, in those moments that you feel that. For today, it's that type of thing. This isn't about the dis-ease of depression. That's a diagnosed disease. What I'm feeling here is just those sad moments that feel like you're under a cloud. Just let it lift, let it move on, and build the bridge and get over it. That's the energy I'm feeling around this one today. Okay. And Tanya, you're saying that makes perfect sense. Great. I'm glad it means something to you. Because it's the whole idea of using a tool such as this is to give you guidance and a bit of clarity around what might be your own situation in life. And it could be something you're seeing in someone else's. Not that you're going to interfere, because that's something I don't believe we should be interfering in somebody else's pathway. But when asked, we can certainly help others. It's all that balancing of what is our task. And I think that's where I'll move down here now to our role. What is our task in it? We've got the older male here. It brings in that strength of the wiser man, of that wiser masculine style of energy. So what we're doing is really standing our ground. And if we're asked for help, we've got the muscle to be able to put into that to help when it's needed and where it's needed. And sometimes it can be just that, how I said build a bridge and get over it. That seems to be a pretty typical man's style of saying, instead of the soft nurturing way that a woman might do that. And, as far as in this world today, we seem to be going so much politically correct and gender neutral with absolutely everything. It's only my opinion. I think it's bullshit, because we are two different genders, regardless of what others feel and think. Each and every one of us has a different understanding of sexuality and that style of intimacy in how we want to live our life in that more intimate way. But it still comes down to the fact we are male or female. There are those odd instances where there's androgynous or whatever physically. There's always going to be an exception. Nothing is a generalized rule over everything. But to put all of that there, I feel is, and this is me standing in my strength of masculine energy and saying, look, we are male and female. That's it. We do have different ways of feeling and thinking to that level of what is that nurturing and what is that, like the hunter-gatherer type of thing. Yeah, I'm not getting into all that philosophical stuff here now. We each have our own beliefs around that. And that's how I think for ourselves we need to, for today, is keep that in mind, that we do have beliefs that sometimes are working against us, and we need to actually stand in our strength, help others with understanding theirs by being an example, and whatever we feel we're needed to be in those situations, how we're needing to act, not so much react. I prefer to actually look. You stand back as a witness first, you listen, you look, you feel what's going on, and then you allow whatever emotion. We do have control over our emotions. Sometimes it's a lot harder to control how we feel, because the feeling is more at our soul level. That's what is our connection, I feel, with the spiritual realm, and what our soul experience is having is the feelings. The ego sort of can bump into with bump us around a bit with emotions. So I'm feeling it's a bit of that balance of finding out what is the feeling, what is the emotions, before we're actually acting in anything today, okay, in the doing. So it comes into that knowing and discerning for ourselves what our senses are about what's happening, especially when it comes into that is where the snake might be, and having that awareness. It's almost like little spidey senses, I suppose, is one of the terms that is popping into there. Now, as we're coming into that central card as an outcome, or as whatever we have in our day as our basis, the fish is about abundance. We are going to experience an abundance of today. So whatever it is that we know we're moving into today, it could be that absolute abundance of beauty around us, and that awareness, the recognition of, you're seeing more clearly what is the beauty of the flowers, and you're smelling more perfectly, and and if you're in a bad space where you're next to a rubbish dump or something like that, well, maybe that's an indication you need to get into that whatever department to say, hey, hang on, you've got to manage your dump a bit better, or whatever. I know they're managed a lot better now, purely because of the management techniques that they use to run the resource centres that used to be called dumps. They are run a lot more cleanly now and efficiently. So it's about looking after, and I suppose because of how our oceans are becoming polluted and the fish in them, we have an abundance of everything around us today, and what our resources are. So we are abundant. But if we're not looking after what is our environment, we are polluting what's around us. So I'm feeling this is the freshness of the air, and just watch out what we've also got that's happening in those surreptitious. Now, how much waste are we creating? How much, I don't know why this is coming out. Look, this is spirit just flowing. We are in a position with Mother Earth that we are needing to take those steps now, and clearing and letting the air clear, letting the oceans be cleaned, letting that around us in the grass and that be good soils to be productive, to bring the fruits forward. And that is work. And we're going to reap the benefits in what is the blooms, the flowers, the beauty around us. And it is actually up to us, each and every one of us as individuals, to be strong, bring that masculine in. So thank you so much. Now, Tanya, this is interesting, because I think what you've probably done, it doesn't come up as a comment here, purely because I think, it's the stars. Thank you so much for the stars. I am going to acknowledge that. Thank you. It doesn't show up in the back of the Be Live. So I'm learning that's what is there. So thank you so much. And yes, Shaz, you're late to the show, late to the start, because there is the snake here still, and it's in the position of the workspace. So, yep, you'll have to watch the replay, Shaz. It is. Thank you. Look, it's a pleasure to actually be able to share as we do. And it's lovely to have that gifting being available, even on Facebook, that Facebook does it as stars, Haps does it as coins. Twitch does it as whatever you choose to actually label them. They can be bits, they can be coins, they can be pentacles if you want to follow along like what a tarot does. Well, I think you can. I don't know. But it is absolutely wonderful to be here sharing. And your sister called you. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I know I'm early because I'm, that's what Mondays and Thursdays are going to be into the future weeks now. And being able to get back into the swing of what is a regular schedule, I suppose, if you like to call it that. I do live my life pretty much. I do live my life pretty much more as a go with the flow. And look, I could say, yeah, I'm completely spirit guided and led, and that's how I go with the flow and all the rest. It's being in touch with that inner self and allowing the gut instinct, the gut, the intuition to be a lot of that influence in me that guides what I do each moment of the day. It's, just feeling loose, calm, relaxed in who you are. I feel relaxed in who I am, and just to be guided by that sense of beingness and connection. That's just how I'll call it, rather than labeling it, because the labels can be different meanings to different people. So why label absolutely everything? Just be you, and being the best you that you can be. That's my aim in being a guidance for others, for you that come in to share with me the reading of a set of cards. It's one tool. You might like to do the tarot, or you might like to actually do crystal reading, or even crystal ball reading, or, not even use this type of tool. I love doing sound therapy, and I haven't been able to get back. I haven't got back into that as a regular tool for myself. But that's just so calming, and it's the experience. You got to experience it to really understand the sound therapy. Sound in being that self-meditative, all sorts. I call it electrical. I'm just called it electrical, all sorts of sound and vibration. Hey, you choose what you're guided to. For some, it might be art. Had a granddaughter here painting last night, and it was wonderful yesterday, and it was wonderful to have that visit from a granddaughter. So yeah, your crystal ball is sleeping. Might pay to wake it up again. When you will know when the right tool for you is there for your use, in just for you or for helping others. Trust that inner guidance. Keep being the best you within you. And namaste until tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I think. Yeah, it's Thursday today, isn't it? Yeah, I've got to get going. We'll see you later. Bye.